So we have Dwayne Xavier. He's our hair extraordinaire for today with our shoot with Torrei. So can you tell us a little about yourself?
Well, I recently just relocated to Atlanta, and I'm a hair trendsetter. I've been doing hair for 25 years. I come from a family of hairstylists. Worked in a lot in television and film, and presently I'm working in television and film, and I'm just happy to be a part of your project, what you're working on today.
Well, thank you for coming out.
Yes, I appreciate you hiring me.
And look, we have some more footage with Dwayne talking. It's gonna be so good whenever we get a chance to get it out. So once again, thank you, Dwayne.
You're absolutely welcome.
I mean, and I know to a lot of people like 4 years that's nothing, but 4 years. Now think about how many hours in a year. I spend so much time on my magazine. Like I started this when I was a little before I turned 26. Like I haven't. It became my life. You know, between this and going to school and working and trying to raise kids. Like I left my kids in Mississippi to be able to come here. Like I was gonna come here at first with no money. I just had my stuff in my car.
So you decided just to come here because you thought that Atlanta was the place where you should bring your magazine.
Like to advance.
To advance.
In Louisiana, it was just sitting there.
Well, I think it was a good move.
Well, I think so.
You know what I mean? I think it's a good move because, you know, a reason I say that is because just recently and stuff, I've been having a lot of conversations with people that are actually here that are successful and people that are actually forthcoming or that are already here. And, you know, what people are saying now is that Atlanta, well, I already read, like, I always read the newspapers, but I also do research. And before I moved here, I did research on the economy about this place right here. During when the economy was really bad and everything, Atlanta was one of the ones that really survived. They were still doing construction and building. And if you drive just through the different cities of Atlanta, you'll notice it's so much just rehabilitation and building and stuff taking place. That means this city has a lot of money. Not to mention the fact that, you know, with the tax breaks and everything that they get in the film industry.
I was just about to say
the film industry that really was prevalent in Hollywood with Paramount Pictures and stuff like that, they're all coming here. And so, you know, people who are in the industry, service industry such as us, you know, hair and makeup and film and magazine publication and stuff like that, you know, this is a really, really excellent time for you really to get in. You know, because if you do, as everything is developing, you can utilize the resources and stuff and get your feet wet and kind of get out there and help a lot of people such as yourself and me who are starting up. You know what I mean? Because in the next 5 or 10 years, it's going to be hard to get in. But you would have already been here and established. You know, there are people that are here like Scotty, you probably been here for years, right? And, you know, but you got to reignite yourself because it's all the stuff that you've been waiting for is finally coming, you know.
How long have you been here?
Born and raised.
Oh.
Yeah. But he watched this city grow. He watched a lot.
I've seen all the changes from when, you know, clubs didn't shut down till 5 and 6 in the morning, and then they closed it, of course, at 3 o'clock. I mean, I was thinking when these streets were filled, it would take you 2 hours to get from one end of P Street down to the other, and another 2 hours to get into the club. The line would be wrapped around the building, and every celebrity who you knew of and thought of at that time wanted to be here in Atlanta. They were here. It was a very progressive city in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. So it's changed. It's slowed down a lot, of course, with the hit from the economy. But at the end of the day, and now it's back on top.
It's back up and it's moving.
So you want to be at the part of the lift up.
I don't know. This is such a good combo. Like to be learning the history of the city because this issue is our Hello Atlanta issue. So like I'm trying to find, you know, those key players in the city. Like I really would like to be able to interview the mayor. Some people like he may not do it, but I was like, well, who would know the city best? You know, this is your city. You know what's going on here, so I'm hoping that he'll give me the opportunity. But it's just like for you all to talk about the economy of things, like that's a whole nother aspect of it. You know, that's good.
Listen, I've been in Hollywood for probably about 22 years. And working in Hollywood and being in the industry, working in the film industry, working with magazines, doing all kinds of different things, commercials. I found that I was making money, but I was paying a lot of this overhead rent, car payment and stuff. Because everything in LA was so expensive. And coming here and to be able to buy the size home that home, 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, for the price, if you were in Hollywood, you could never do it. So, you know, that in itself, I was like, you know, this is a perfect place for me just to come, even to think about like retirement and stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, and there are a lot of heavy hitters. I have been in this city for 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks, I've booked gigs. I've came in contact with people that are in the industry, you know, that walking around, that they're tangible. You can walk up to them and you can talk to them and you can have a conversation with them, and they're very much interested in what it is that you have to offer them.
Right.
And so with that being said, I think that is a plus for me. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we live in these little small towns and stuff where we're looking at TV and we see. I lived in the film industry, you know, the city where the film industry took place. But living here in Atlanta, this is the spot. I'm just telling you, this is the spot. You definitely came up. You better stay positive, baby.
Yeah, I am. You know, it gets kind of shaky because I'm from a small town. Like I said, I'm from Macomb, Mississippi.
Right.
I moved to Louisiana. That was the city to me at first when I got there 5-6 years ago. And then I got to like, man, this is not the city. Like, this is small. But like something I realized, there were people always like, well, it's enough for everybody, you know, but it was like everybody had the kind of crab in a bucket mentality. I feel like you can kind of have that mentality a little bit more here, and there's more here. You know what I mean? Like if you're trying to divide 24 by 8 as opposed to trying to divide 24 by 3. You know what I mean? Like if you look at it like that, it's I don't know. So
when God gave you a gift, because he made all of us, you know what I found out is that we're all divinely DNA are totally different. And there is nothing that I have you can take from me, and there's nothing that you have that I can take from you.
Who don't think that way.
No, I'm just telling you, we're all our gifts. And like you holding that camera, no one holds that camera the way you hold it because it's your DNA holding that camera. No one styles the way you style because it's you styling. So your eye and your perception of things, that's something that's given to you. Everybody can do the same thing, but you are your own unique person.
That's very
and if
true.
you think about that, then you don't worry about the crab in the bucket. And I believe that your time is your time.
And I do have to agree with that because once I set my mind like to come in, it's just like boom. That's why. But it was like once I got here, everything changed. But at first it was like, okay, I need a videographer. Boom, check my email. There's a videographer. I need a so and so. Okay, boom, somebody sat to stay at their house. Like everything
Falls into place.
Everything fell into place. But then once I got here, it was like. They're like, time's up. Okay, now you gotta see the hustle or whatever the case may be, you know. So I'm getting it, but it's still kind of like, okay, sometimes I gotta kind of take a breath, you know, because like I said, I got here Monday at 3. From like 3 to 6, I was trying to find a studio. I left to go check out the venue for our event that we had on Wednesday. Every day I have been moving. Yesterday, because they canceled, was the first time I just really kind of just sat down. And now I'm trying to find a place. I was declared homeless on Tuesday. I walked into I was sitting in the McDonald's working, and it was a homeless guy in there talking about a program that was like helping people find places. And at first I didn't believe him, you know how you just kind of saw it. But then something was like, turn around and see what he's talking about. And I asked him where he was at. He told me what he was talking about. He told me where it was at. But you know, I'm not from here, so I'm like, well, he called somebody. They got the official name. I looked them up on my phone. When I tried to call, they didn't answer something. Their phone didn't work. So I just started heading over there. I had a hair appointment at 11. I headed over there and I walked in the place. I walked straight into a class. So I'm thinking, okay, well, they're gonna tell me fill out this application. We'll get back to you later. Within an hour, they were like, okay, you could go find your apartment. So when I say like things just happen, like my family was really opposed to me coming, but just once I set my mind to it, so much good has happened. Like so many doors have opened up. Like once I set my mind to it, my friend was like, I can get Torrei Hart. So that's what I said. It's just been, it's been a process.
I know that you know the way. One thing I do pray for is wisdom.
Oh, I pray for some.
And you know, because I used to pray for these things. I wanted the car, I wanted the house. But I realized as I've gotten older is that, you know, I pray for wisdom. And when wisdom covers everything, helps you understand the purpose of the word, helps you to be able to see through people when they come toward you and you know they ain't right for you, helps you to be able to just have all kinds of gifts.
Right.
So God divinely made you, he put you here for a reason, and if you realize that, then Noah's never going to be a benefactor in your life, and you're not going to let anybody that you want to contact with that's not on the same plane where you are discourage you from doing what you're supposed to do. You got to stay rooted, you got to stay consistent, and you got to do what the God the gift gave you, and when you do it, no matter what, it's going to happen just like that.
Oh, that's so funny we did that in the light one.
Oh, see?